So let's talk about this controversy about speech sound disorders being like only phonological or only motor based, with the caveat of I am a clinician, I'm not a researcher. But here's the thing, I'm gonna speak to you as like from a clinician's perspective and what this means to real life, real world intervention for kids. I think what threw so many of us off is when we heard like gliding, for example, which is a phonological error pattern where kids substitute W for like L and R. When the statement was made that it's absolutely not phonological, it's motor. And I think all of us were like, what? What are you talking about? But I also think that goes to, well, define your terms. What do you mean by phonological? It sounds like that terminology phonological is kind of maybe based on outdated idea of what phonology really means. So, for example, if we're saying that a child with a phonological type of error, like of omission or substitution, is because that child is struggling with purely the linguistic aspect of speech production, that's just not accurate, because like all of the newer literature has shown that like the motor speech system and the phonological rule system, they're both developing simultaneously, which makes sense. Like if you think about complexity theory, that phonological theory, the more complex the sound is, the later developing it is, obviously. Right? Like those are two ways to look at complexity, which totally makes sense. Because like clusters are motorically harder to say than singletons. Affricates are motorically more difficult to say than stop consonants. Motor is intertwined with phonology, regardless of the underlying type of error that you're observing and you're describing. Speech is a motor task. It's not just, I'm thinking it, so therefore I'm going to say it. Like you also have this motor speech system. Like that all obviously is intertwined. It's not an either or situation.